Back, and with me I have Mr. JMoseley from the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, and we're going to just go right in talking about Miss Kelly Cash, who will be coming to the Alabama Music Hall of Fame this Tuesday, 7 p.m. And is she with a band?
Yep, she's got her own band, the West Tennessee Strangers. They, of course, as you would expect, mostly do country type music. They do a little gospel, some covers. In fact, a lot of Patsy Cline covers, because she played Patsy Cline in a stage production for a few years. So she's very good at those Patsy Cline songs.
Okay, well, I'm interested in her because several different reasons. She's Johnny Cash's great niece.
Great niece, yep.
And she won Miss USA 1987.
That's right.
Which is a big accomplishment.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And she's from Memphis, I believe.
That's right.
So the VIP tickets, if you can go on to order your tickets online.
We've got a bunch of different ways you can order if you want, and we've got two different kinds of tickets. The standard admission, if you buy it in advance, it's $12, and you can do that online, which I'll give you the website here in a little bit, or you can buy them at our office. That's out at 617 West Highway 72 out in Tuscumbia. Or you can just place your order over the phone. We'll take credit cards, whatever you want to pay with. And that's for the $12 is if you buy in advance. If you wait until the day of, now it's $15. So I highly urge people to buy ahead of time. And then, of course, we do have the VIP pass, which is $25 and includes the concert, just like the other one, like you would expect. But it also includes a meet and greet after the concert, a photo op after the concert, and you get a complimentary beverage. And I think it's going to be, yeah.
And so you can ask her some questions, talk to her for just a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. She was really excited about doing the meet and greet. That was an idea we came up with a little bit after we'd kind of settled on what the concert was going to be and everything. But now, yeah, you'll be able to talk with her a little bit. Have a drink with her and the band, and we're gonna have a special backdrop set up for photo ops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you want to do a selfie, that's fine. We'll have a
selfie with her with the band.
Yeah, we'll have someone there to take pictures, like in front of the backdrop and everything. Also, if you're not into selfies.
Well, I'm not into selfies, but now, is there limited VIP passes?
Well, we've got 100 seats available, and right now we're letting whichever runs out first. I mean, if you want to get a VIP pass, that's fine. There's not limited numbers of either types of ticket. It's just we could only fit 100 people in there.
Right.
So it's going to be a little bit smaller than what we normally do for these concerts.
Oh, that's great. I think that's great. Now, how did you get in contact with Miss Kelly Cash? I'm just wondering the process.
Well, you'd be surprised. Like a lot of things over at the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, we try to keep our ears and eyes out open for stuff like this, but there's just so much out there that, I mean, it's incredible the kind of people that just get in touch with us first for this kind of thing. Her agent, Steve, had contacted us about doing like a fundraiser type concert like this, just out of nowhere. I mean, of course, everybody knows who Johnny Cash is, but they were interested in doing one with us just because of the Sam Phillips, Florence, and then Johnny Cash connection. And I mean, they'd been to this area before and everything, and they were aware of us, what we do and kind of, what type of organization we are, and felt that a fundraiser concert would be appropriate for us and something they really wanted to do.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so you said fundraiser, so is some of the money going back into the Alabama Music Hall of Fame?
Yep, we're going to have a good portion of the profits go back for us to kind of put toward other stuff. And we actually have quite a few more concerts and stuff going on. In fact, one of the big things a little later on this year that's coming up that's going to take a little bit of funds is we've got 2 huge stages out behind the building. And back when we had first opened, we had tons of really big concerts out there. Harvest Jam, some people might remember. The stages haven't been used a little bit, and they've got to have some repairs made, but we're actually going to have a concert later this year. I say that, what I ought to say is someone is renting out the stage out there for a free concert on September 24th. And so, doing stuff like this really helps us in a lot of ways. Of course, having a good chunk of funds to put toward having bigger stuff later on is definitely the direction we want to be headed in, and this helps tremendously.
That's great. What do y'all do around Christmas time? Do y'all do anything special?
Christmas time, things slow down a little bit in terms of just, we're basically a tourism type attraction, and that's the off season, the dead of winter. So what we try to do is we try to offset that with a little bit of concerts and events. I know last year, before I was there, they had kind of our top tier of events, which is called the Night at the Museum events. Last year's was some kind of meet and greet with, I know Rick Hall was there, Percy Sledge's son was there, and a number of other locals. I imagine if we do that this year, we're going to include a lot of the Grammy winners that we had during the spring.
That was amazing in this area.
Yeah, during the spring Night at the Museum, which was our Grammy mixer. So I'm sure a lot of those people will come back if we end up having one in the fall.
That would be great. Yep. Now let's talk just a few. I think we just got a few minutes left in the show, and I wanted to just touch on, y'all do a Alabama Music Hall of Fame inductees. So y'all just did that back a few months ago.
We do that every other year. That's how we keep getting more and more of those portraits when you come in the gallery room. It's usually 4 or 5 people. It's a very long process to be selected. We do take recommendations from the public. There's a lot of paperwork, a form to fill out, of course. But people will fill out a form or give us a call, and it'll be reviewed by a special committee, and then it'll be approved by the board, our board of directors. And like I said, it's narrowed down to maybe 3 or 4 people a year. This past year it was Chuck Leavell, who has been a keyboardist for the Rolling Stones for I think about 10 years now. He's practically a Rolling Stone himself at this point, but of course it can only ever be the original 4. We also had Donna Jean Godshaw. She was a singer for the Grateful Dead. We had a couple of groups. One was the Muscle Shoals Horns, and they had done all kinds of session work, but they also toured with Elton John. After they had recorded some tracks for them, he had them go on tour with them. And then the band Wet Willie and several others, Johnny Sandlin. So it's a big deal. We're going to have our next one in 2018. It's our highest top dollar event, but it is another fundraiser event. That's a good chunk of our funds come from that. So that's next time it rolls around, don't miss it. It's really nice. The Marriott is always gracious enough to host it. They do an excellent job. Go check it out next time. Good.
And one other thing, one of my favorite bands is Shenandoah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure you got some Shenandoah. Do you know what you have of Shenandoah?
They're not an official inductee, but we have several things from them. They're in the Muscle Shoals section, and they're also, I got to work with some of the guys a little bit when I was doing the Grammy showcase. We actually have one of their Grammys, one that they had won for a collaboration album with Alison Krauss, and which is a great album if you haven't heard it.
Oh yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention earlier, if I may, the other way to get tickets is online. We're using Ticket Leap, and the web address is amhof, amhof.ticketleap, and that's leap, L-E-A-P, .com. It'll be the next upcoming event on there.
Okay, so. Good deal. So Kelly Cash and the West Tennessee Strangers. Have you heard the West Tennessee Strangers play?
We've heard them on YouTube.
Okay.
We've been listening to a lot of their stuff. They've got a real nice sound. They'll also be playing a lot of their original stuff, not just Johnny Cash covers and the Patsy Cline covers.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and you do have 100 seats. I'm not sure if you have 100 seats available now, but that's all you have. So this would be a great event to go to, and you could, if you have daughters that are into pageants, I'm sure you could meet and greet her and find out information about pageants, because she did win Miss America in 1987. And also on the music side, it'd just be interesting to meet her because her great uncle was Johnny Cash as well.
She's got a lot of good stories.
Yeah, she sings like a really nice Southern belle. I've been watching some of her things on YouTube as well. So it's really good to have you on the show today, and maybe you can come back and bring a celebrity guest.
Yeah, we'll get Johnny Depp in here when he comes
please.
Working on his TV series.
So he would love this reality live local.
He'd be into it.
Yeah, I think he would. So thank you so much, and I hope everything goes well for the concert, and we may show up.
Yeah. Well,
So
you guys should definitely come out.
We may do that. Thank you so much.